Hey, what's up? This is Tap with POAPathon, and we're about to throw.
Impressed with the level of artistry that we have just within POAPathon. Like, the artists are amazing.
We've decided to host a 24-hour event. It is going to run continuous around the world.
So y'all like, share, subscribe, tip. Send this out to everybody y'all know. This is episode 0, but we here. Groundbreaking.
Let's go.
And hello, POAPathon Nation. We are, I don't know. We are, welcome to episode 14 of POAPathon Live. And this is a very special episode that we have been prepping for a while, or waiting for a while, VeeCon wrap up. So Gary V and the V Friends had their big VeeCon conference, and we're going to be chatting with Nikki Baltimore and maybe VDizzle if she wakes up in time. She's West Coast, so sometimes, you know, takes her a minute. And of course, it was in Minneapolis, so hence my Peace, Love, and Purple Rain shirt and all my Prince regalia, which I'll be cycling through my various clothing options throughout the show, showing off all my merch. But first off, let's very quickly take a look at, hold on, let me get my slides ready. Let's give a shout out to our sponsor, who is still our sponsor. They are sponsoring an amazing bounty right now, I think. Is it still available, Feasted On, the bounty for?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, oops, what do I want to do? So we still have that available. So if you are an artist who is involved with video, that you might to check out, because it is a pretty big bounty and we want to make sure everyone gets a chance to get in on that. So Balancer DAO, we love you. We thank you for always supporting our efforts here at POAPathon. And we can't wait to see how this bounty comes out. Make sure you're following them on Twitter at Balancer. And if you're interested in sponsoring POAPathon Live, we are going to be regrouping and trying to shift some things around, looking for some new sponsors, and we're excited for what's coming next. We are going to be at NFT NYC. I just booked all my stuff, so I'm definitely gonna be there. And I will have POAPathon stickers. I may have some pogs from ETH Denver, as long as airport security doesn't take them from me thinking that they're weed. I will have them. We'll see about that. Literally, as I was walking into VeeCon, they're like, what is this? I'm like, what? It's pogs. They're like, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a whole thing. But I will have some of them available as well. Even if you didn't have pogs specifically for this event, we have some leftovers that I'm going to have with me, as well as we're going to do a little POAP scavenger hunt. So get ready for that. And today's riff is all VeeCon all the time. So we're going to slide right into today's riff. Whoops, that is not where we wanted to go. Hold on, sorry about that. Don't know where that came from. So we're going to start talking right about VeeCon, and I want to start off with our first event. The day before VeeCon started, we had an awesome event called V-Women, and I wish VDizzle was here so we can give her a shout out for all her efforts, because this was
I'm here.
You're here.
She's here.
She's here. VDizzle, tell us about this V-Women event and how this all came together, because it was incredible. You did a fantastic job. And I want you to just talk about the planning of it, how it came together, and all of that fun stuff. So tell us about it.
Yeah, can you guys see me? So I'm on my iPad.
Okay, cool. My phone broke during VeeCon. I almost didn't get into VeeCon. So yeah, but let me talk about V Women. So it actually started off before VeeCon. There's a wonderful VeeFriends member. Her name is Emily, and she had messaged me saying, hey, I think we need to get all the women of VeeFriends together. Maybe we can meet up like at VeeCon or before VeeCon. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Why don't we have a group like this already? Because we've been in VeeFriends project for a year. So I started off with a Twitter DM, private message with, you know, the women we could add. And then we quickly found out within minutes that we reached the maximum participants in the Twitter DM, which is 75. So then we moved over to a private WhatsApp group. So if you're interested in joining, just reach out to me on my Twitter DMs at VDizzle777, and I'll add you. I'll send you the link. But that's where we had like most of our chats with the community. And from there, we asked, hey, does anyone want to volunteer with us and put on like maybe a satellite event? And so we had the wonderful Seema Alexander, who's an amazing entrepreneur, volunteer to help set up the event. We had Holly, we had Natalie, we had Carly, and then we also had Gemma. Gemma wasn't able to go to VeeCon, but she was our highlight artist. She did the POAP for the event. And yeah, she's absolutely amazing. So together we really had, I don't know, we only had like maybe 3 weeks of planning. I don't know, everything was happening pretty quick. But yeah, we had our event at Finnegan's, which was like an Irish pub. We originally had it in the patio, but if you were there, you probably knew that it had hailed. So it hailed, and then, but luckily we were able to go inside.
That was so crazy when it just started hailing. It was nuts. It was huge hail too.
And it was so warm. It was warm that day. And I was like, gosh, it's hot here. And then all of a sudden you had hail out of nowhere. But yeah, we had it there at Finnegan's. And then we had some of our sponsors. So Fame Lady Squad was our title sponsor, and we had Board Becky come out and talk about the story, how Fame Ladies was the first female-led project, or so everyone originally thought, until it was uncovered that it was a bunch of Russian dudes posing as women. And so it was amazing to hear the story, how that started, and then how the community took over. And then people voted for Board Becky to be the leader of Fame Lady Squad. So we were super honored to have her as our title sponsor. And we also had other sponsored like Doreen from A Bug Travels Far. We had Big what's his name? Big Fish Benny, who did a lot of the film work behind the scenes. And then we also had I don't know. I can't even list them at the top of my head. I need to catch up on sleep. I can't think clearly. And clearly I've lost my voice too. It still sounds raspy. But it was such a great event, and everybody was happy to be there. And a lot of women reached out saying that they were so thankful that we had this event. Oh yeah, there it is. There's a t-shirt. We had some merch. Prof is showing it. I don't know if everyone can see it.
I don't know if you can see it yet because I'm not pinned. So hold on. Let me, I'm going to add my pin here so you can see me. Yeah. So yeah, this is the t-shirt. That was created for the event. Hopefully you guys can see that.
Yeah, the background is,
yeah, my background's messing it up. But it was awesome, and the t-shirts are great. It was such a great event. I got an awesome bag from this is my other merch. I know my thing's getting messed up.
Oh,
this is a Bug Travels Far bag. That was amazing. I can't show it.
It was the survival kit. So she provided like snacks in there and stuff. So like if you had a little hangover and stuff, she had gum in there. So that was cool. So yeah. We had an amazing event and lots of networking. The women were so grateful because there was actually a lot of women who were traveling alone, either for the very first time ever or for the first time after the pandemic. And there's a little bit of anxiety there, right? Like if you haven't really been as active as we have, chatting it up with V friends, you're kind of like, I don't know who to talk to. And so this was like a nice little like break the ice event before the official welcome party. And so it was great. It was from 2:30 to 4:30. And towards the end, you know, we got on stage, the core team, and we talked about what V Women is about. So V Women is really about supporting the females in the Web3 space, where we want to be inclusive of entrepreneurs, creatives, designers, moms, however you are. But also, we also am grateful to the men who showed up to our event, because, you know, it's amazing. We also need our men to uplift our women. And it was such a great turnout. And of course, Gary V showed up, and he actually showed up.
I was
quietly.
surprised. I didn't know you guys pulled that off. That was pretty cool. And Maha was there as well. That was awesome.
Yeah. So we had been working with Maha behind the scenes the whole time. Thanks to Seema Alexander. So she's there on the left with the green jacket. That's Seema. And she's the one who had the connection to Maha, which is the PR manager for Gary. And she's the one who told us, oh, maybe try Finnegan's, and gave us this whole list of where to maybe have it and all this stuff. So Maha was able to bring Gary and let Gary know what we were doing. And so, yeah, Gary V showed up quietly, because while he showed up, Board Becky was on stage talking about the famed Lady Squad project. So everyone was focused on Board Becky. No one really noticed that Gary came in. And that was actually really
I had
cool.
no idea he was there. And then all of a sudden he was there.
Yeah, that was
and
really
and then
cool.
Doc Peace did this amazing spoken word too. And then yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, so Doc Peace did her spoken word, and it was really cool to have Gary be part of the audience instead of always being the center of attention. It was really cool to just have him be like a regular guy, regular attendee, just like everyone else. And then, of course, we brought him up, and I don't know if you guys put the video of him speaking. Did you guys have that on the slides at all? Okay. But yeah, he spoke on stage and just gave thanks to his mom. He's such a huge supporter of his mom, and so that really resonated with him to come and support us as females in the space, and just having him tell us like he was proud of us. Oh, here we go. Here's the video. Can you hear? I can't hear the volume. I don't know if they can. Is there volume for them?
I don't think there's confusion. My mom is absolutely my hero. So you know, the concept of inclusion across, you know, and I'm an immigrant and millions of things, the way I grew up, like, I'm just really proud of all of you. I'm proud of this whole community. I've already received so many messages. Hope everybody has the best 4 days. I'll be seeing you a whole bunch.
Yeah, so that was amazing, and it was a packed house, and yeah, that was probably one of my highlights of VeeCon.
Definitely, I would agree, and it was a highlight for me, and I wasn't even involved in planning, and it was amazing. I was so proud of it.
Thanks to Prof and everyone who volunteered to help with the registration booth and giving everyone their POAPs, their pins, their T-shirts, and the food that we had. So the food was catered by Chow Girls, which is a local cater company from Minnesota, and they're actually a women-led catering company. So it aligned really well with our mission and our event. So yeah, that was the V Women networking event.
It was
Is that
awesome.
Lauren's business?
No. Oh, no. So this was separate from Chow Piadina in La Jolla. So this is a Chow Girls, spelled CHOW, Chow Girls catering company in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And that it was just such a great event. It was so great to see everyone. I was excited to meet so many people for the first time that I've known for a while. Like, I know that over and over again is the story over and over again. But that was, you guys did a fantastic job. It really was a great event. And then from there, we go to the big welcome party. So Niki, why don't you take it from there and tell us a little bit about the welcome party and that experience?
Sure. So the V Women event sounded amazing. I did not make it because I was doing a run to Target and got caught in the hailstorm. But I did get to get over to the welcome party. And one of the things that I do in the V Friends space is I host a weekly chat with the V Friends, and we get to learn each other's stories prior to VeeCon. And so when I got to the welcome party, it was like a family reunion. Seeing so many of the people that I've shared deep stories with and 2 hours every Saturday morning with for the last year has been incredible. We actually celebrated our 52nd week of making POAPs. That's where the birth of the POAP project began for me. We do weekly derivatives of the V Friends, and we use that as a conversation starter for our topics. So it's not just like come on and have a casual chat. It's like share stories about your life. And so these people really are family. And the cool thing about the V Friends community is that like we all share these values of kindness and generosity and just wholesomeness. And to be in a place with that kind of positive energy all around you was like electric. So add that into what they had for live music, and I was on another level. I danced my butt off almost the entire welcome party.
That music that night was fantastic. It was so good.
To highlight, all the DJs throughout VeeCon, even the satellite events, were all female DJs.
Well, the first night was DJ but that was ski. So but throughout the event there was a lot of female DJs.
Towards the end there was a female DJ at the welcome party.
I think there was two. There was two.
Tiger, and I can't remember the other one. So if somebody has their app up and they want to check the welcome party details, we can give her a shout out. But I really love that he really does talk about inclusion very little, and he is more about the action of just doing it. He integrates women into his organization in high level positions, and he really puts people in a position of power that are women or that are marginalized communities. And that's one of the things that I genuinely respect about Gary, aside from the shared ethos that I see represented in the people that have just congregated around this event and this project. So I'm super grateful to be a V friend, to have been in for a year, to get to know people like VDizzle. I love what she does. And I know she's going to talk about the invitation she got on Saturday morning, which we were talking about it and I started crying on her because I'm like that, but I'm just so proud of the work that she's doing. And I'm so proud of the people that I've had the opportunity to get to know, because it reminds me that there is really a lot of light and positivity out there. And it's not just like a woo-woo thing we say, it's genuinely something that people embody and really show up for. So that was the highlight of the welcome party for me.
The other thing at the welcome party that I thought was awesome was the paint area. Like, I don't know if you guys did. I didn't do any of that. Like I didn't participate, but I watched it and it was so cool. There's this whole painting area. I think Ferocious was there for a little while. There was a lot of like artists like that we know and love that were in there painting. So it was super cool.
It was his like exhibit. So it was ran by Ferocious, and actually, just not to jump ahead too much, but I did get to hear him speak later. Talking about energy, that kid is like on point.
That's what I heard. I missed him speaking, but I heard that over and over again from so many people. It was really cool. Yeah. Did you get a chance to see him at all, Valerie?
I got to see him from afar with the whole painting and everything. And I believe if you had one of his NFTs, you were able to get to paint alongside Ferocious in there. And it looked super cool. They had like their white suits and painting everywhere. And that was awesome.
So there was a lot of like fun, like things happening around. They had a startup pitch competition. Which was really cool. They had some local businesses that were there with their stuff, like startups talking and showing off what they do. And then like, just cornhole and, when we get to the, main event, it was Jenga and checkers and so all these like cool little things. Just cool little things happening. So there was always something like happening and going on.
Did any of you wait in line for a selfie or sign your wine
bottle? Not that night.
Not at the welcome party.
That was a 4-hour line. Like if you got in that line, that's what you were doing for the party.
That's true.
That's wild.
I snuck over to the side, and when he was signing wine bottles, I was like, Gary, can I get a fist bump? And I got a fist bump, and I got it on camera. So I kind of like, you know,
That was a good way to
my
do
own
it.
version of that.
I saw a lot of people who managed to get like these, you know, I call it in the wild. They got
Yes.
a selfie in the wild, or they got a fist bump in the wild. Then you got a fist bump in the wild. I got a selfie with Maha in the wild. Hey, can I get a picture? Well, she's
And it
running
was
by.
so cute. Like his dad was there supporting him the whole time.
So I did get to see him at the end, and he signed my book, but that was, and his dad signed my book too.
Yeah.
In here.
So
So yeah.
A lot of people got their wine bottles at the welcome party signed, but not only Gary, but by Sasha, his dad. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very expensive bottle of wine if you got both their signatures.
Right.
That's a
right.
collector's item.
That's a collector's item. It was all about making collector's items, I think, at this event.
Yeah.
So after the welcome party, there were a bunch of other smaller events, and the one I happened to go to was VDAO. So that is how I got a ticket to the event. So shout out to VDAO if you're not familiar. So I've got my VDAO, I got my blueberry hat on. This is my, oh, you got the hoodie. So the VDAO clothing. So at that event too, they had books, of course. So I grabbed a book because I did not bring one with me, even though I have a bunch. But it was suggested by Cohen, like, hey, use it as a yearbook. So I was like, I already have one. And he's like, no, use it as a yearbook and have people sign it. So that was like a really smart thing. And of course I can't. Yeah. So anyway, you can see I had a bunch of people sign it. I thought that was a really cool idea. But also if you are like, I can't afford a VeeFriend. I just can't. It was way too late for me. So VDAO was a great opportunity for me to get that exposure to the VeeFriends ecosystem without having to invest a ton of money. So it worked out fantastic because I ended up with a free ticket to VeeCon, which is worth, you know, thousands of dollars. So what a great investment that was. And plus I also get, you know, I get to intermingle with these amazing people who are all in VeeCon, and they're incredible. Jeremy knows, and Cohen, I just have to say, fantastic. They did a great job. And really,
KCCO Eric, also part of the team.
Yes. There's a whole bunch.
Sven, who's the artist.
Sven, yes. Thank you. Because I only know a couple of the people. So thank you. And VDizzle, you're the reason I even know about VDAO. So thank you for that too.
Yeah.
From way back. And that's VDAO.io, VEEDAO.io, should you be interested in learning more or minting a token. So anything else from Thursday that I may have missed?
There was the castle party on Thursday.
That's right.
So Mikey, who's one of the founders of JDM Labs, he's a Solidity developer in the space, amazing VeeFriend member and friend. He held the castle party, which was like the party of all parties. All the NFT celebrities were there. So Beeple was hanging out at the top of the castle, doing interviews, hanging out, having drinks, cracking jokes with everybody.
Beeple was like the biggest celebrity at this place. And it was really funny to hear him talking later on about like, nobody recognizes me in like regular life. Like everybody here knows me, but in my regular day-to-day life, nobody knows me. It's so funny.
So true. I saw people like walking down the street in Minnesota. I was like, oh, that's Beeple. But like no one else like noticed him unless you were at the NFT events and he was there, then he's crowded around by a lot of people. But it's so funny, like he can do both, like be a regular person and then also be a celebrity in the space. But Beeple was there. Danny Cole, who's the creator of Creatures, was there. I got a picture with him. Swanset, who was the creative director for Nike, and Estee Lauder was there. Ferocious, I think, showed up. I mean, everybody who's everybody in the NFT space was there, and it was a lovely venue. And this castle had like, I don't know, 4 or 5 floors, and there were so many areas that were still blocked off. We didn't even get to see the whole castle, but they had like an arcade room where you can play like Nintendo 64 and the Sega Genesis and stuff like that. And they had open bar, they had pool. I don't know, it was a lovely event, and I don't know how much that castle cost, but I don't know. I feel like Mikey's like big time. He got that whole venue there. So it was awesome. It was an amazing event. Nikki, did you happen to go?
Anything else, Nikki, from Thursday before we move on to like the main event?
I discovered very good pizza in Minneapolis.
Ooh.
I was hungry after the welcome party and walked around to find pizza, and Pizza Luce, shout out to you for holding it down.
Pizza Luce, Minneapolis.
I do want to
Shout
mention,
out.
before the V Women event, there was the V Fans basketball.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was held by Josh. He's actually local to San Diego as well. So him and I are very good friends. And he held the basketball tournament. So they had like 5-on-5. And shout out to Angelo, who brought like the jerseys. People were wearing like their old school jerseys from high school. People brought collector jerseys by Kobe, like all this stuff. So it was a really cool event for people who were into basketball and sports. I saw they had like ultimate frisbee. They had a female DJ out there. They had tents with like showcasing artwork and stuff. So that was also a great event to attend. And that was free. Everything was all free for the V basketball.
Oh, that's awesome. And I wanted to mention, I found the name of the other DJ. It was DJ Adrian. So just to shout out to DJ Adrian and DJ Ski and Blue Tiger, I think was the other one. Blue to Tiger. So just want to make sure we got all the names in there. We don't want to miss anybody. We're going to miss a lot of people because there's no way we can cover everybody, but at least we can at least do that part right. We can at least get through Thursday right. So moving into the main event, then it gets really, really fun. And I have to say, in terms of attention to detail was incredible. Like, look at the coffee. Like, it was crazy. The coffee had Be Friends on it. There were all these little pillows that were in the Adirondack chair area. So I had somebody that I was sitting next to gave me this pillow to like hang out with for a little while. And then, you know, she had gifter's remorse after somebody offered $100 for it. So I gave it back to her, but then she ended up getting Gary to sign it later on. So I had him for just a short period of time. But this was my little area of the world. I was hanging in those Adirondack chairs every day, every morning. It was so comfortable. And then I loved this picture, Nikki, that you put in there. I think that was from Friday night with the ice cream, because there were food trucks, there was a Ferris wheel. There was a whole area with Candy Digital that was pitching and batting cages. And then there was a merch area. So that was just the floor of the place, and it was crazy. And then up in the second level, there was a whole flea market area. There was a lounge area with like whiteboards and chalkboards you could sign. And then there was, what else was in that area? There was something else, a gaming lounge. So there was just a lot of different side activities. And then of course there was NFT land and the different other NFTs that had sections in there. So this is my little area of the world that I loved and my view. And those are where's my drifter shoots? Where's my drifter shoots? Oh, there he is. So I didn't have bands on, but you know, close enough. So I wanted to show some of Nikki's pictures from, this is from the welcome party as well as early on in the event. And some other pictures. Oh, the characters. Like there were these characters walking around like Disney style, which was crazy, and they were amazing. The cat, which I lost that picture, I have it somewhere, but it's gone forever. My phone also died. I spent Saturday at the Apple store, so there you go. So amazing pictures of all the Beef friends hanging out. Nikki, I love these pictures and the signature there circling around conviction. That's awesome. What a great autograph you grabbed. And here's some pics from VDizzle. One a tattoo from celebrity artist Sasha. Eva Longoria was there on Saturday. So this is moving more into Saturday, and Huda. That was a great conversation. So jumping ahead just a little bit. So I'm going to jump back for a minute and just talk about those first few speakers were incredible, like incredible. Spike Lee, I was so moved when he was talking about Prince. I really like, okay, hold on for this conversation. I gotta switch hats. He was dressed head to toe, Prince stuff. The shoes were freaking amazing. The kicks. He had custom purple Prince design sneakers. So I was like obsessed. But just listening to him talk about creativity, talking about working with students, there were so many speakers talking about education and talking about working with students and all of that. That was just touching my heart. Kevin Smith was, so my favorites of all of them, like, were Spike Lee, Kevin Smith, shout out New Jersey, where I was born.
Yes.
I know, I thought you'd like that, Nikki. And Seth Green. I'm obsessed with Seth Green now. I ran into him in an elevator. He recognized my noun sticker immediately. And I was like, okay, now we can talk. So like and he had a noun punk in his trailer. I was like, oh my God, that's a noun punk. I know, like, I was freaking out. So anyways, and Mila Kunis was hilarious. Like that whole project I've been watching for a while, Stoner Cats, but also listening to their other project. Like that was absolutely hilarious. And that was that Friday as well, or that might have been, that was Friday as well. So what were some of your highlights from Friday, the opening event? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one of the best parts. Gary started off with two comedians making fun of him. It was hilarious. He had two Gary impersonators, and I know my son even saw that on TikTok. He was like, did you see them? I said, yeah, I saw them. And they were absolutely hilarious. And what a great way to start off the conference, and to have that energy of like, we're going to have a lot of fun. I know who I am, and I'm, comfortable with that. And I'm comfortable with people, ribbing me. And it was great. V1, V2, and the original, V2, V3, and V original. It was hilarious. So I thought that was an awesome way to start. And I loved the NFT land where you got to interact with some of the project founders. Like, wow. So if you can see my shirt, this was signed by Yam, who is a founder and artist of World of Women. And I thought that was, fantastic as well. So what are some of your takes from Friday? And then Friday evening, I have a couple more takes on that. But what were some of your takes from day one, Nikki or VDizzle, whoever wants to jump in?
Go ahead, Nikki.
While I switch my outfit again.
Sure. I liked Jim Quick. He was the one who jumped right on stage after Gary, and he talked about how to remember people's names throughout the conference. And I thought like his tips are always really fascinating to me. If you follow him on like his socials or anything, he's really big into cognition and like neuroscience. So he was saying that like, if you have a name, you hear a name, think of something in your head, like a one-liner with their name to help you recall who they are. And so I thought that was like a really great tip, especially being at a conference. We're always like, who are you again? I recognize your face, but I can't remember your name. So he also said, stop telling yourself that you can't remember, and start changing up your self-talk, so that's very powerful. So I really enjoyed what he was all about. I know you said you're gonna wait to talk about night one as far as the concert, but I will say—
Go ahead, you can talk about the concert,
okay.
Roll into it, that's fine.
Oh my goodness, because the fact that they were able to so quickly change up from TLC to Wyclef Jean was like incredible. I actually got to meet Mike Boyd, the one who is in charge of all of the music and strategy with Vayner. And he said that he made that call like very last minute, and Wyclef like came through. So that just goes to show you how, how influential the Vayner team is in the world. Their heart's in the right place, and a lot of artists really trust them for brand and strategy. So I think that was really cool. Speaking of Mike Boyd, when I had the opportunity to meet him at Ledger, we took a picture together, and this gentleman jumps into the background of the picture. And at that time, I didn't know who he was. And I introduced myself to him, and we had a nice little chat. Come to find out the next day that it was Snoop's son, Snoop Dogg's son, that I was having a conversation with. And it was really cool. It was a really kind person. So that just goes to show you the kind of people that were at the event. But back to the Wyclef concert, I mean, Wyclef brought it. I was dancing and singing all the songs. I mean, as you can see, there's a theme here. I love to dance and jam out. So I really feel like from an entertainment standpoint, they nailed it as far as like the convention went. What about you, Diz?
Yeah, so I'm so glad Nikki and Prof got to see the speakers, because my first day, I missed most of all the speakers. My first day was really touring the side events that were happening. So I went like Oh my God, I don't even know. I wish I was wearing like my tracker, like to see how many miles I walked that first day. Cause I literally started
That was insane.
working
Yeah.
myself down. So I started off the day at 8 a.m. with Coach. They had their coffee and breakfast. And then I, myself and Sal DeGuardia, reserved the bleachers, the boardroom bleachers. And we had a meeting with all the people who have goos or goes, however you pronounce it. There we go. Nikki has LF go. So Gary does pronounce it go. So I will say it's pronounced go. But for those who don't know, GO stands for Gary Originally Owned. So this comes directly from Gary's wallet. So you can own a VeeCon ticket or a VeeFriend Series 1. And it will show that Gary was the first owner and that it came directly from his wallet. So myself and Sal were gifted a GO VeeFriend from Gary last year in May. And I actually made everyone who showed up who had their GOs a pin. So I made these with Sticker Mule. Shout out to Sticker Mule who made
Love
these
Sticker Mule. They're the best.
amazing
All my
pins.
stickers. Yeah.
Yeah, they're shaped, you know, just like the star. I loved that they were able to cut it out like that and not like a whole circle. So they're amazing. If you're looking for pins or stickers, Sticker Mule is where to get them. But yeah, it was such an amazing moment to kind of meet all the goes at one place and just share like how it impacted you. If you were gifted a go from Gary, or if you bought a go, and really like, what does that mean to be a go? Does it mean anything? Are we any more special? Do we provide any more value if you have a go? So that's something that we're still discussing, and kind of like it's to be decided by us. You know, what are we gonna do as goes, kind of thing. So it was really cool to meet them all. And then yeah, the rest of the day I just spent meeting everyone. I was very flattered. You know, obviously I'm known in the space by some people, so I had tons of people reach out to me. Oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional. I had tons of people reach out to me and tell me, you know, that they really I inspire them, and I've never had that happen to me before. Like, tell me how people appreciate me for what I do for the space, and you know what I do for people and women, and just how I try to connect people, and I end up changing their lives, you know, and I'm very humbled and grateful that I get to do that, and that I'm in this space full time. So really, I brought I brought my sister with me. She's the reason why I do what I do. And she's new into NFTs. And I warned her, I was like, look, I might be a little bit of a celebrity when I get to VeeCon. There's a lot of people who know me, and she got to see it. Like, people were going crazy, like, oh my God, that's VeeDizzle, because like I have my photo on Twitter as my face, you know, so people automatically like recognized me. And she's like, oh my God, you weren't kidding. There were so many people, random people that I've never even met, that who knew I was. And that was very, I was just honored, like, Jesus, you know, so
Awesome.
yeah, it was
That's so awesome. And I forgot a few of the awesome, I mean, I have to say the speaker lineup was ridiculous. It was so good.
Yeah.
So I forgot a few of the awesome speakers from that afternoon, like Lisa Leslie. I mean, that was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Steve Aoki and Tom Bellew were speakers. We're talking on a panel together. Deepak Chopra being interviewed by Maha. That was amazing. So it was just like one thing after another with these speakers were incredible. And then Friday night, I was at two different parties. First one was Chain Faces, and I just want to mention them because, and this is my gear here now. This is my Switch, my secret project, Chain Faces, and Nate Alex. And for those who follow Nate, he comes off on Twitter as kind of, I'm going to say irreverent, to use a nice word. So, I mean, he has a lot of fun with Twitter, and then you meet him in person. He is the nicest, sweetest guy. Like, and you can just tell he is so freaking intelligent. So I'm really like, that party was very chill. There was like fireplace and couches, and it was very chill. It was really nice. And it was great to be able to talk. And I know you guys probably found this over and over again too. Those moments where you actually get to talk and connect with people that you either know from Discord or know online, but haven't met and have those moments, it really changes the dynamics completely. And I could not be more bullish on Chain Faces now. Like it, you know, I can't wait to see what he does next. So that was really cool to
So
to have
funny.
those moments.
Fun
And then I went to
fact.
Trailblazers right after that, which was outside and freezing. So I went from the nice cozy fireplace to outside and freezing at Trailblazers, which I didn't last too long because I was cold because I'm from Florida. So there you go. But what were you gonna say, VDizzle? I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say fun fact about the Chain Faces party. So they had like a $50,000 tab that they were supposed to, I think, drink and alcohol. They didn't meet that quota, so then they had to buy the bottles of alcohol, $10,000 worth of.
I think
alcohol.
I missed that part. I was gone already to Trail.
Yeah, I got this info
part
from
completely.
Alex.
That does not surprise me one bit. I'm sure he did fine with it though.
Yeah, they finished it at the end of the night, by the way. There was no full bottles of alcohol.
That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. But it really, honestly, if you have a chance to go to, you know, Chain Faces or Secret Project Party, like go, like meet those folks, like so cool. And that was one of the other few places besides Seth Green where somebody saw my noun sticker and knew what it was, because you all, the friends, are like totally unaware of nouns, and it was shocking to me. But I did have, so shout out to Devin, who did point at my sticker and knew immediately and was very excited. So, but it was really, really the parties and those moments where you got to connect with people I thought were really important and exciting. And that makes me excited for NFT NYC to do that more with more people. Anything else from Friday as we kind of like, now we're going to rush into the rest of the weekend? Go ahead, Niki, jump in.
So Jesse Isler, I might be saying his last name wrong, but everybody I heard that listened to that was in tears. He gives this amazing speech about, or talk about him and his dad. And really it comes down to like being rich in spirit or rich in your pockets. And he really drives home the point of how valuable it is to be rich in spirit. And there was not a dry eye in the house. Like everyone was moved. What's really cool about the way he gives his talk is he has like a live DJ. So it's like a whole vibe too. So that was really cool. And right before that, we got to also hear from Gary and the Candy Digital team and hear a little bit about the backstory. And now I'm not necessarily collecting Candy Digital, but I live with somebody who loves sports cards. So I'm very on the front lines of understanding the movement that they're doing. But it wasn't that which struck me. It was really about when they talked about the all-in challenge that they did and about raising money for food insecurity and leveraging these relationships that they have with these, you know, well-known people in order to do something in a time where people really needed it. And it's not often, like I said, that you hear Gary talk about these things, but when you get a sneak peek of his heart, it really takes away from that like real Jersey boy that we all see front and center in his branding, and really just anchors in the reason why he has such a strong community, because it's things like that once again, I believe are the through line into all of our hearts. As you can tell, I wear my heart on my sleeve. You haven't picked up on this by now. It's just who I am. But that really impressed me. And I saw that through all of the different speakers and different alliances that he made with this.
I would say there was a lot of emotion from, like, I got choked out multiple times and it was completely unexpected from multiple speakers. And on Saturday, one of those speakers was Nyla from Long Necky Ladies and Long Necky Women. And with Keith Grossman, and also I'm going to say the name wrong, Steppy, another young, like 13-year-old, and listening to them. And then Keith Grossman from Time going over and talking to the moms. I lost it, absolutely lost it. So there were a lot of moments like that totally, I got very emotional and completely unexpected. Like I mentioned with Spike Lee talking about Prince, Pharrell talking about on Saturday morning, Pharrell talking about creativity and motivation and like going like super deep, where I was like, okay, it's like 9:30. Like it was early. Like what time was it at? It was like 9:30 in the morning. I was not ready. I was ready for like hype Pharrell, like woo, woo. Yeah. That's what I was ready for. I was not ready for like deep Pharrell, and it was deep Pharrell. It was like, oh my God, like my brain was just like, whoa. but it was awesome. So if you haven't, I know there's a few clips that are out there. We don't have a clip for that, but there's a few clips out there on social media, TikTok, Instagram, etc. And I, try and grab that because it was really, it was really good. It was one of those like, wow, kind of moments for me. I know. Also was Seth Green, which, okay, you guys got to get ready for this because that trailer was fire. He showed a trailer of think Roger Rabbit, live action mixed with animation, but the animation is Bored Apes and Nouns and Noun Punks. And what else is in there? World of Women, and no, not World of Women, sorry, Sad Girls Bar, and like all these like NFTs coming to life as part of this TV show. And I think that is going to be a really interesting leap for this space. So I'm excited to see where that goes. So that was super exciting. And I was just in my little Gen X like love world with like between Kevin Smith and Seth Green. I was like, oh, so this is for me. Okay, good. Like this is all about Gen X. Okay, cool. For like a minute.
He said, no matter who you are, you have a story to tell. And I just really think that drove it home for me because it's just everybody matters. That's why it's not so much about the speakers, but even just spending time and being present with the different community members you meet is really important. It's just, it matters.
That's an awesome point. I was in another session with Julie Pacino and a couple other filmmakers, and I was standing next to this young kid, and somebody asked a question who was an actor, and he said, oh, that's what I want to do. I'm going to be an actor. He's like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it in this space. I said, well, look around. Like you're in a room filled with like that person just said they want to be a screenwriter. I'm sure they're aspiring directors. Like make it happen. Just start to network. And he's like, wait a minute, I can do that. I'm like, yeah, you can do that. Go do be. So it was like fun to see people having those light bulb moments or those, where they're inspired to take some action. And it's very cool. We also had the success stories with Klon and Doodles and Wow and Drift. And then Mila Kunis was that day, and Guy Oseary talking about, what is going on with, with apes and Wow and all of that. And then the afternoon was just full of amazing panels. Were there any that stood out to you? Like I mentioned Nyla in that panel, like looking at it from like the kids' perspective and what they're doing in NFT space. Was there anything from the Saturday panels that really stood out to you all that you wanted to mention? They're like, nah, we didn't go to those things, Kelly, because we're not like an academic like you. We don't go to listen to speakers. We go do
actually, I do. You should see me at NFT NYC. I'm like in the room with like 3 other people while everyone's at a side event. No, I'm getting confused between Sunday's panels and Saturday's panels. And just like I'm thinking of the gift scope panel. That's where my head was thinking about that. So I don't want to jump ahead. What about you, VDizzle? Did you have anyone on Saturday that you?
Oh, Beeple was also on Saturday.
That was Saturday. Oh, that was Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, so we're not on Friday anymore. We're on Saturday.
We're on Saturday now. We're on Saturday.
No,
it's all running together. Nobody wasn't there. Doesn't even care. Like, what we're just trying to. I'm just doing it for organizational purposes.
Yeah. So Saturday, who did I see? I saw that was when I got to see Deepak. I think was Saturday.
That was Friday. That was Friday.
Because I didn't think I saw any panelists on Friday. Okay, maybe I did. Rewind to Friday just a little bit. If you had attended to Deepak, his talk, he got the whole stadium to meditate. That was effing awesome. Like literally so silent. Oh, sorry. I don't know if Nikki's trying to talk, but okay, got it. Okay. She's signaling to me.
She's muted. I think she's muted on purpose. I think she muted herself on purpose.
Okay, got it. So the whole stadium, it was so cool to see like when the whole stadium was like in agreement with one another to just literally be present and try it out. And I had never heard a whole stadium of 7,000 people be absolutely quiet and one with one another and meditating with Deepak. That was very impactful for me. And the way he like separated your mind, your heart, and how to find your soul, like how to listen to that and how to tune into that. That was really amazing and profound for me. So that was Friday.
Very cool. That was Friday. But Saturday, yeah, was there anything from Saturday also that kind of stood out to you?
Man, Saturday is a blur. So like this conference for me, fortunately and unfortunately, was very busy for me. Oh, I'm getting a call. Hold on.
Hey, baby.
I'm back. I'm back. I was getting a call. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. That was funny.
Okay, cool. So I was very scheduled.
You're like the least professional talk show ever done, but it's all good. I think that's what makes it fun.
Right? Yeah.
We got dogs barking. We got phone calls coming in. It's all good.
So this conference was very much meetings for me. So, which is a great thing because I'm here networking, doing my thing. I'm hustling, but also kind of sucks because I missed a lot of the speakers and stuff. So, you know, it's a give and take. You kind of have to choose your priorities.
Mm-hmm.
So right now at this moment, I can't remember if I to go see anyone. I know.
Talk about Saturday morning. Saturday morning,
I didn't know if we wanted to go there yet.
No.
You know,
Yeah, you can go there.
talk about it. It's major.
Go.
Oh my
Bee,
goodness.
go. We want to hear. Tell us what's going on.
So a few days before VeeCon, I get an email from.
Does this officially count as alpha? I just want to know for the alpha alert. Or, okay.
I mean, the alpha has passed. Maybe I don't know. But I get an email from the Vayner team, and they asked me, Valerie, what's your last name? And I'm like, it's Carrillo. Why? Like, why do you need to know? Like, that's so random. Like, why are you reaching out to me? And then later on, like the next day, they're like, can you recommend a few women in the space that like you would want to be invited to like a special event? And I'm like, what's the special event? And they wouldn't tell me who. So of course I named my sister and a few of the women in the space. And then they get back to me and they're like, unfortunately, we can't even get your sister in. It's only you. We're being super strict and super tight with who we invite. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So come Saturday, I get an email with an invite, or I think it was Friday or Thursday, but I get an email saying that I was invited to a private meeting with Eva Longoria and Huda from Huda Beauty. And that was all the details I got. Like, I didn't know if they were going to be speaking, if like having a meeting with them, had no idea, but I had to go deep into the basement of the stadium. It's like the Coinbase lounge.
Yeah, I think I was there often by accident when I was wandering about. I ended up behind stage a lot of times, not on purpose. So I know exactly where you were.
So this is where like the VIP of the VIP, all the speakers hang out, but specifically that morning was all the females in the space. So you had Nyla there from Long Neck Ladies. You had oh my God, Malia from Women Rise. You had Yam from Women and Weapons. You had Sarah Bauman from Yam from World of Women. Sarah Bauman from Women and Weapons. So all the female-led projects were there. And then, of course, you had Eva Longoria and you had Huda, and they were just there really meeting everyone and talking. So it was like a mixer networking event. And Gary was hanging out nonchalantly with D-Rock. So, you know, Swansit was also there. And I got to meet like Eva's whole team, her hairstylist to her makeup artist to her fashion designer. And while she's literally there, it's like you're in the movies. Like people are literally like fixing every like piece of hair. And
that's crazy. That's
like
crazy. She looked impeccable.
It's amazing.
So shout out to that team because I saw her. She was like 5 feet from me just walking by, and I was like, oh my God, she is stunning.
Yeah. So
yeah,
this was happening at the same time Pharrell was speaking, and I had to like pick and choose, and I was like, you know, this might be a life-changing networking moment. So of course I went to this event and didn't see Pharrell speak, but I'm hoping to catch him like on those TikToks and stuff to hear his talk. But yeah, this was actually pretty life-changing for me. So I happened to bump into this one woman, didn't know who she was, and she's like, oh hi. She introduced herself as Maria Bravo. And she was like, what do you do? And I tell her like, oh, I'm the founder of San Diego NFT Friends. I hold these IRL meetups. I also onboarded a restaurant called Cha Cha Piadina. And I, you know, do this NFT thing with them. And so after me telling after me telling her who I was and myself expressing that, like, I'm a one woman show. I do this voluntarily and unpaid. And now I'm at a point where I'm looking for sponsorship. I'm looking for funding to help me to continue this and make this make sense financially, but also provide education to my San Diego community, and specifically also to the Latin community and to women. And she totally resonated with that. And without me knowing who she was, she's like, I'm part of Eva's team. Oh my God, we need to connect. I can totally help you. We have our NFT project called Ego World, where we're like a philanthropist NFT project. And we help with orphanages and the Latin community, and we need to do something together. So I got her phone number, she got mine. And so now we're texting, and yeah, things might be happening with them. So that was super awesome.
That's incredible. That
Yeah.
is so incredible.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And we are running shorter in time. So I need right now your 3 takeaways that you're taking away from this event. Let me start with Niki, and then we'll go to VDizzle. Niki, give me your 3 takeaways from VeeCon.
Get more sleep when you're at these events. Make sure you have plenty of snacks in your hotel room, because you'll probably skip meals and you don't want to pay stadium pricing, and be present with every single conversation that you have. It's super important. One of the cool things that they did with the VeeCon app was they made it really easy to swap contact information. And let me give you a quick tip. As soon as you swap contact information, you should have a selfie ready to go, and not so much to text them, but when you tap add to contacts, it'll give you the opportunity to change the photo right in your phone book. You want to just take that selfie, make it their picture. So even if you don't fire off that text right away, or you don't jump to their socials, when you go back through your contacts, you'll know exactly who that contact is in your phone book. So that was a really strong move for me once I realized that, because everybody before I started to do that, I had to kind of fumble through. It's a little cumbersome, but it was a really neat trick. So just be present with people and really listen to what they have to say.
How about you, VDizzle?
Can't believe I'm hearing that trick last minute. I did not know that, but it's going to come in handy for next event. For me, it was really like just being present. Honestly, that's probably like the biggest thing. And of course, there's so many things that you're like, I need to go there and I need to see this person and this and that. And it's just enjoy the moments. Of course, you're only yourself. You don't have a clone of yourself. You can't be everywhere at once. So just enjoy that you're there in the moment with whoever you are, and give yourself give the person you're with like your undivided attention, because it's something very special. There's a phenomenon of exchange of energy that happens when you meet the people for the first time that you've been chatting with online for a year or for the past weeks. And even if you've never met them before, there's always someone that has like value or knowledge to give to you. So listen, there's a reason why you bump into those people, even if you've never met them for the first time. And do the follow-up. So if you get all these contacts after the conference, and they say, oh, let's do a collab together, or let's help one another, make sure you follow up the following days after VeeCon or after the event you're at, because that's where the relationships keep getting built. So yeah.
Awesome. And sort of my takeaways from this was big one for me is make sure you have your elevator pitch ready to go, because you never know when you're going to find yourself in an actual elevator where you need to give the elevator pitch. And that is the first time that's ever happened to me. So I had that moment with Seth Green. That was awesome. I also was wearing these stickers, and I will be wearing them again. So I had my POAPathon sticker on and my noun sticker, my Flora noun sticker. And I loved having people come up to me and say, POAPathon, oh my God. And that was awesome, and connecting with people. And I want to make sure that at NFT NYC that we have an actual place where we can get some of our POAPathon community together and meet up and chat and say hello. And so that was really cool. And also what I took away too is, we're so freaking early. We're so freaking early still. And even with POAPs, like I'm surprised at how many people didn't know what a POAP was, and watching some of that onboarding happening, or that really weren't familiar with much beyond the VeeFriends universe. And so I hope more people through some of those other spaces that were there got connected to some other NFTs. including Dead Fellas. By the way, their merch area was so fun. So yeah, make sure you join our Discord if you're not already in there. If you are watching this for the first time or something, make sure you join our Discord to learn more about what we do with POAPathon. And speaking of, let me go really quick through the rest of our slides because we have a very important picture. That's Snoop. I miss Snoop and I'm very upset because I did not know he was going to be late in the afternoon on Sunday. So I miss Snoop. So I was very sad about that. But I did get to meet Gary Vee. So I did finally wait in line on Sunday and it was a shorter line. So I did get to talk to him really quick, got my book signed, met his dad. I found Maha in the wild and then I did get a pic with Nate Alex, but I got to get a better one next time, buddy. Also, I nanified the crap out of VeeCon and I'll be doing the same next time I go, including getting some Flora Nouns glasses added to the Lego thing that was supposed to be all Be Friends. And I was like, can I just do this? And they were like, sure. So there you go. Every whiteboard, every chalkboard, there are Nouns glasses. So very quickly, our POAPathon design services, you know the deal. We've got bounties. We still have a video, but it's a $5,000 balancer DAO bounty. I mean, come on, people. Let's get in there. We've got some POAP design winners from the gathering. We had Jackie Just, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that other one. I loved these East New York ones. These are so fun, and I can't wait to see some ones that come out for NFT NYC. We've also got Nexus Mutual. Look how chill these are for these happy hours. Oh my God, these are fun. They have fun happy hours. So we're getting a lot from permissionless. We didn't even really talk about permissionless yet. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, I hope, we'll see if this animation works. We have a POAP for today. Please get your phones ready. Get your phones ready. Get your app ready. I have not even tried this myself, so let's hope this all works. And I can't remember what it is, so even though I made it, so I'm gonna have to bring it up on the screen because I forget. Oh, this is POAP of the week. Sorry, POAP of the week. Congratulations. This is POAP of the week. It's not the POAP. So you got a couple more seconds. And this is our POAP of the week and designs by X. I don't know how to pronounce his name. We'll skip over Cryptogs for the moment. You've got your thing ready. And here is, oh my God, you know what? I hit it so nobody would see it. So hold on one second. One moment, please. I hit it because I was like, you know what? Somebody might go into these slides and find it. And yeah, sometimes I'm too fancy for my own good. So 1 second. I got to change the color so you can actually see it. That's so funny. I can't believe I did that. But hey, at least POAP, you know that I am trying to keep the secret. I swear I'm trying to keep the secret. All right, you guys, you ready? Here we go. POAP of the week. Secret word is V, fun with a POAP. That is V, capital V-E-E, capital F-U-N, W-I-T-H-A, POAP all caps. So V, whoops. I got to try it and make sure it works for me. Hopefully it will with POAP. And hopefully you all got lots and lots of POAPs at VeeCon. I only got a few because my phone had a total meltdown. So I did get a few, but not as many as I usually do. Special thanks to all our peeps who help us put this show on. Hey, where's JBamadeus? He was supposed to pop in here too and tell us about his VeeCon experience. We missed him. Anyway, so you'll notice on the POAP that I did use the, there was a big Viking ship out front of US Bank Stadium that had a big screen on it with on the sail with the VeeCon thing. That's what's on the POAP, and that's just a little shout out to POAP Viking because we miss you, buddy. I know he's been taking a little break and he's doing some stuff and some vacay, and but as soon I kept seeing all the Viking things and kept thinking of him, so that's a little shout out to POAP Viking. And okay, anything else before we beasted on? Was there anything I missed? We good? Community
Can I give a
call
shout
on
out?
Friday. Nikki, anything else?
I wanted to just shout out Loic Rambolos. I always butcher his last name, but he is the artist that was featured on the box for Ledger, and they did do an awesome POAP that Gary Vee signed. It was animated. They strategized the POAP and made it a raffle, so people got to see if they won that special edition.
Oh, right.
And he was super surprised to do that. He actually had used that art for a POAP for us earlier in the year for the Let's Be Friends Club. So I was just so happy to see my friend and co-host, my weekly co-host, featured and elevated that way. I was his hype girl. I got him to give his signature out to a bunch of people and take a bunch of photos. We made our like impromptu little thing there, but I'm so proud of him and really grateful to know him. So,
amazing.
VDizzle,
any last minute?
Yeah,
last minute comments.
Speaking of Ledger, so right upstairs where the Ledger was they were doing a free tattoo giveaway, and I happened to be one of the winners. I got my first tattoo here. It's a sunflower, and it's with my mom's name, Susie. So she passed in August of 2020. So it was such a meaningful tattoo to get for my very first one, and done by Sasha, who has done all of Adam Levine's neck tattoos. And she's a huge
that's crazy.
artist.
That's amazing.
So they had her at VeeCon with Scott as well. So thanks to VeeCon and everything you guys provided for us. Amazing conference.
Totally amazing. Yeah, everything. Shout out to Maha, shout out to Andy, everybody who was involved in getting VeeCon, just getting it done. That tattoo's amazing. Yeah, so I was giving out these stickers. On the back was a POAP. If you got that, very soon I'm going to be putting up a POAP.fun raffle to win a floor noun. So be on the lookout for that. So if you got my POAP, be on the lookout for the POAP.fun raffle. I'll be posting that on my Twitter. And I think we're good. So next week, I think we are off, correct? We're taking the week off. We talked about, are we? Yes.
Did we talk about that?
I mean,
we talked about that? I don't know. Yes, maybe.
Okay,
we might be taking the week off. We might not be. We're not sure yet.
Stay tuned.
To be determined. It is like a holiday weekend, so we thought we discussed it, but I don't know if we made a final decision. So maybe not. Just check on Twitter and we'll let you know. All right, everybody. Peace, love, and purple rain. Thanks, VeeCon. Thanks, Gary Vee. Thanks, Maha. Thanks, Andy. Thanks to all the Vee friends. And thank you, everyone at POAPathon.
Bye.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.